If you have a course that's kind of struggling, then you may want to look at a 3-stick style kind of renovation to it.
Okay.
There's the flyer I've given you talks about a lot of the benefits to a 3-stick style golf course.
Yeah.
What you can do is that we've developed a way to create a full-sized 18-hole par 72 golf course. It's not a par 3, it's a regular golf course on just 60 acres. Okay, a normal golf course, and probably the one that you've got there in Arkansas,
it's quite bigger.
Probably like somewhere in the area of 150 acres.
Yeah.
So instead of a piece of land that's like this, we're able to go ahead and put your full-size 18-hole golf course on just this much land. Okay, so the way, I'm sure you're wondering, like, how is that possible?
Absolutely.
How can you possibly do that? Well, here's a drawing I made, and I like the drawing so well that I went ahead and decided to make a model of it at twice the size. Okay, so I made a model here. The solution we've come up with is I've actually put 6 holes here. Here's the first hole here, a par 4, a longer par 5 here, par 3, another short par 5 here, a 3 and a 4 to end the round. So there's only 6 holes on this property.
Right.
However, every hole has 3 greens. Okay, so as you go ahead and hit your tee ball from this tee into this landing area, you're now looking at it and you're saying, okay, I got 3 greens to pick from.
Okay.
You know, I can go ahead and pick maybe the hardest one if I'm a good player, or maybe you know, if I'm not so great, or just having some beers with my buddies, I might go for the easier one, you know?
Right.
And so it's a situation. Here we go, sir.
No, I was just wondering, is there an elevator to help you get down from there?
No, it just be, you gotta climb, or you gotta just hop into your cart. So, you know, there's a lot of benefits to this.
Right.
You know, for one, for the owner, he doesn't have to buy 150 acres. He can just have to buy 60 acres. He doesn't have to construct 150 acres. He can just construct 60 acres. He just goes ahead and maintains 60 acres. He just waters only 60 acres, right?
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to, you know, almost 3 times, or 3 times as much. The chemicals that you're putting on, all that stuff is reduced. The cost of maintenance is that much. For the players, they have a lot of benefits because they can go ahead and choose their difficulty as they go around.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, better players can choose a more difficult course, and the player who's less experienced might choose the easier one. They can get around in like 90 minutes, you know, as opposed to like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, who's got time to play 4 or 5 hours to play golf anymore? Right?
Is this a hole here?
Yeah, it starts here, par 5 to here.
So this hole here.
This hole here is this little par 3.
Oh, that one. Okay.
It's a little par 3 right there. It's kind of a fun little hole. Yeah.
Do you maximize it for people that slice?
No. It's a situation where you'll notice that the 2 holes that are a bunch of the holes are you know, this waterway is through here. Those waters are on the left. You know, it's away from the people who are slicing. Same thing here.
Yeah,
it's on the right side. So we do take that in consider. That's a design element that I can create.
Sure.
Is to go ahead and, you know, make it, you know, more difficult or more friendly depending on the kind of players. This is probably going to be a little more oriented toward a player who's, you know, not necessarily a great player or more experienced, because they will be less intimidated to come on out here and play. Now, another benefit is that, you know, you can go ahead and instead of paying 60 or 70 or 80 bucks to play a round of golf, you can do this for like, say, 20, 25, maybe 30, you know, so it's much cheaper. The cost of participation is that much less. You know, the time required to play is that much less. There's 6 laid out, but because there are 3 greens, right? If I'm sitting here, I got either a 9-iron to that green, a 7-iron to that green, or a 5-iron to that green. I've got different hazards I have to worry about. You know, I'm looking at, like, what do I do in this situation? When I chip and putt, I'm chipping and putting onto different green surfaces themselves. My contention is that we've got 3 different golf holes on this particular piece of land.
But what happens when I come around to this hole over here and they're stacked up and people are waiting because there's 3 holes?
Well, no. So that's an awesome question. Okay, it runs just like a regular golf course. So there's going to be tee times. There's going to be one after the other, after the other, after the other. So you would just play and then continue playing and continue playing. The people behind you would play after you're done, and you'd be waiting for the people in front of you, just like a regular golf course. So there's no congestion. Now, if you're saying, well, wait a minute, there's 3 holes. Well, if you wanted to go ahead and play to again, you'd make another tee time. Okay, so if you want to say, I want to play 18 holes.
So I'm only playing 6 holes.
You play 6 holes to start.
Gotcha.
Yep. And then if you want to play again, you would go to this other 6 holes, and then the other 6 holes. So
like we're
the
tearing down.
difficulties,
I gotta go.
that's fine.
Yeah.
The difficulty, all the red flags are not necessarily the easier ones. They're mixed in. Sometimes it's harder, sometimes it's easier. So you'll find that if you play the red flag all the way around, you're going to have a mixture of trials and tribulations. And then your
Right.
white flag is the same thing, the blue flag is the same thing as well. So what do you think?
Man,